Welcome on into Rooted in Progress. We have an incredible show. We are talking about Revealing Truth Ministries and everything that they are doing and pouring into our community. We have the lead pastor right here in studio.
Rooted in Progress starts right now.
Well, what's up, y'all? Come on into the Rooted in Progress Dream Center for the first time in 2026. Happy New Year, friend.
Man, Happy New Year. New year.
Not a new
you?
us.
Not a new you? Yeah,
Well-
same old show. Same show.
Same
New
show,
year.
New year.
Yeah.
But new goals.
New
right?
goals,
New
okay.
goals,
All right,
new
all right.
energy, new excitement.
That's
I
good.
feel like
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily like changing who I am or who we are as Rooted in Progress. We still
Right.
doing the work, okay,
Absolutely.
baby? Was
Yes, we are.
was doing it, gonna do it,
Yeah.
and forever.
We're glad
doing it.
that, folks, we're glad that you guys stayed with us. We were down for the holidays.
Yes.
We missed you guys, and I hope the feeling was mutual, but we're back.
Yes.
And like we said, in 2026, same us, same old us, you know, with just, we're going to try to make 2026 a much better year. So,
Yes, bigger and better for
yeah,
2026.
100%.
Super excited for today's episode. We figured we'd kick off this year praising the Lord. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, we want to bring in some great energy. We
Right.
want to talk about how you can get involved this year in your community, learn about the things that are happening right next door here in Tampa, as well as get some encouragement. So he's already brought the energy since the moment he walked into
Absolutely.
our studio. We are so happy to have the pastor of Revealing Truth Ministries in Tampa right here live with us in studio, Mr. Bryan Powe. Thank you so much for joining us.
How you doing?
She
Thank you
said,
for
Mr.
having
Pastor.
me.
Pastor.
Mr. Pastor,
good
uncle,
pastor.
friend, father.
good pastor.
I follow all of those. Husband. Like
Yes.
There you
I
go.
list them all out.
That's great.
Come
man.
I list them
on.
all out.
Why not? So start from the beginning. Let's start from the top.
Husband, father, friend, pastor, brother, uncle.
In that order.
Period.
I changed up the order.
Yeah, okay.
But
Depending
all
on the
in
day.
there.
It depends on how
Yeah.
your siblings acted that day, if they're third or fourth or fifth.
They're always around me, so they're behind me right now. So
I know,
I'm not
right? You better
talking
act
too
right.
Crazy.
You
I'm not
better
gonna talk
act
too
right.
crazy. No.
Bryan Powe, we are so excited to have you here.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about you.
Okay.
I've heard a lot about Revealing Truth as well.
Okay.
Seems like an amazing ministry, an amazing church. Y'all are doing so much. That's literally what I told him. Y'all, on our sheet,
Yeah.
it's just so much.
That's
like,
page one.
There are 2 pages of all of the amazing things. But I really want to just start with you. Tell the folks who you are, where you were born and raised, what life looked like for little Bryan.
Well, little Bryan.
She done labeled that. You got to add that to your list.
Listen, I was like, little, I don't get that much, but I'm working on it. New Year's resolution. Maybe I'll be smaller next year. But anyway, you know, I am a father. I am a husband above many things other than that. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, but raised in Tampa, Florida. I represent Tampa through and through. I am the unofficial, official ambassador of the city of Tampa, Florida. If I
Okay.
meet anybody, I'm convincing you to move to Tampa, Florida. It's the greatest city that God has ever created.
Preach it.
I
Wow.
stand 10 toes down on that.
That's
and I'm so
also okay.
blessed to be here, and everyone else should.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
but I'm 39 years old, turning 40 next week. So,
Oh,
you know,
happy early birthday.
entering to the 40 club, and I'm excited about that. But ultimately, I am a vessel, a servant, and I just really love people, love God, and man, I just love life. I
Pastor,
love life.
Let's dive into when was your first experience with being called to ministry?
Being called to, my first experience being called to ministry, my brother behind me, I never forget that. Like the first time, and when you say ministry, right, in the fact that I grew up in the church,
we all
we're all
grew up
do
in the
things
church.
in
We
the
all.
church.
Yep.
But then there's that moment where you feel like you belong, right? You can be there but not feel like you belong. So the first, I would say more when I feel like I belong there was a Sunday. And I was in the technician department. My older brother looked at me. He says, "You're up." And he walked out the sound booth. And I was the only one in there. And I had to like mix the live service. And so I would say at that
wow.
moment, nothing crashed. nothing failed, you know. And so I would say, man, I belong here, you know, like I belong.
You didn't
right
get that
here.
How old were you?
How old was I? I don't even know. Like I could have
Young?
been
Really?
not that young. I was the last of my brothers and sisters to officially serve in the church, right? And so I would say I was probably like maybe 17, somewhere in there.
Okay.
You didn't get that evil eye from the music minister because you got too much
I
sound
was
in the amps or
ducking,
anything
so
like
whatever
that.
they were doing, you know.
If you didn't get that evil eye, then you know you were called to ministry.
I would say this. I would probably care less if I got an eye, but I would never give an eye so you can give me the eye. So I
There
ain't
we
gonna
go.
look your way if things are going wrong.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't get the evil eye. You know, the only real thing that I was like, just make sure that when dad steps up there, his mic is working. And
So your dad was a preacher.
he's the preacher. And so, you know, I was like, listen, all I have to do is make sure that when he starts to talk, his mic is on.
That's the main thing.
Because it isn't so much the eyes of the musicians. If you've ever been in a church, right? If anything of any audio concern happens, everybody's looking back at the sound booth.
Hello.
Those are the eyes you don't want.
Yeah.
That
right?
is true.
And so here it is. He's going up to pray. Everybody's waiting for the presence of God to hit. And he starts talking and no one
And
can
then
hear
nothing comes
anything.
out.
That
It's
is
the
the
worst feeling
actual
in the world.
moment that you're like, you know what? I don't
You
belong.
bet they're like.
Yeah.
You know, I don't belong. I'm out. It is a fearful moment to this day. But then, you know, it didn't happen. And so I feel like, yo, I can do this.
Right.
I can, this is not bad.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You say you grew up in Tampa. So where'd you go to school? Who you rep?
Schools. Who do I, see, you be layering the questions. Where did I go to school and who I rep is two different things.
Really? You don't rep where you went to school?
I'll tell you where I went to school. You tell me what I should do.
Oh, here we go.
So I graduated from Alonzo High School.
Okay.
You know, home
Yep.
of the Ravens. I was the first graduating class to spend 4 years there at the school. And so, you know what? Ravens.
Go right.
Let's go Ravens.
Okay.
And what? I don't know, because I don't think we've done anything that you cheer for. But
I'm screaming.
They cracking up back here.
spent my freshman year at Tampa Bay Tech.
So you rep
Let's
Tech.
go Titans.
Oh, Lord.
Let's go
Okay.
Tech, you know.
So
went
you
to
be
Tech.
repping Tech, but that high school diploma say
I don't
Alonzo.
rep either one of them, unfortunately. I rep the city of Tampa as a whole.
There you
Both of
go.
those experiences, you know.
No.
I think Tampa Tech had a good track team just recently.
You think? See what I'm saying?
I think they did. Yeah.
He don't even know.
I'm trying to find hope.
He don't
here.
even know.
The word thing is
I'm
very
trying to
loud.
find something that you can stand 10 toes down on.
I graduated.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. So what happens after graduation? What did life look like for you then?
Oh wow! After graduation, I went to USF. Go Bulls! You know what I'm saying?
Bulls.
One thing about me is, you know, I live.
You are
vicariously,
Tampa through and through.
right? I live vicariously through my sister. She
Went
went
to
around the
USF.
world, but I always knew like I belong in Tampa. My roots are here in
Yeah.
the city. It was no doubts about it.
Yeah.
Went to college, USF. I am an actual Florida State Seminole fan, but I have no degree.
Okay.
From that university. But so USF Bulls, love it. Went there for school. Went there for 2 years. Then I actually started a production company. Started a production company when I was like 16 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
And so then
Music, video production, all of that.
so that was exclusively music at that point.
Okay.
Okay.
And so Soundright Productions, you know, started a music company. And so that is where I transitioned into, right? And so went from school to music and from music into ministry.
Wow.
that's awesome.
What happened that made you want to make that transition?
Marriage, and like bills, you know, so, you know.
Life hit.
Life was already hitting.
Yeah.
Now, at what age was this?
So I got married. Wow, that's a good one. I was married 15 years ago. I'm 39, 24. So 24
Okay.
years old, right?
Wow.
I started working when I was 24.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wait. I
Okay.
start getting a consistent paycheck when I turned 24. I was working, you know, had my own
Yeah,
company.
but it wasn't
Right.
consistent. Yes and no. Yes.
Consistent means something was happening. I'm gonna go ahead and say that like
Something
we were
was
building.
happening often.
You were building.
Okay, there we
You
go.
were building.
We're in a building
Come
phase.
on.
You know what I'm saying? We're in a building phase, and anybody that's ever built anything knows that is a
Yeah.
building phase.
Yeah.
You know, and so we were building, but honestly, like, man, like it was an incredible time. Some of my greatest memories, greatest relationships, like, and the things I even do today were fostered, developed, the lessons learned were in those moments. But most certainly, you know, that big transition, you know, of working came when it was like, all right, so consistency matters, right?
Yeah, So you saying you grew up in the church? What church was this? Is it still around today, or is
So
it
same church.
same church?
Right, so I'm Tampa born, Revealing Truth raised, right?
Okay.
And so Revealing Truth Ministries, the church has been around for 37 years.
Wow.
My father started with my mother, and so the church itself, I've always been there. Actually, amazing. Me and my wife celebrated 15 years of marriage this year.
Oh, congratulations!
beautiful.
And, right
Congrats.
on that date, she said for 15 years she wanted to go away a day for every year. So she
Okay.
wanted to take a 15-day trip for 15 years. Here's why I'm saying this. Those 15 days, that was the first time in my 39 years of life where I did not go to 5201 North Armenia. I literally went
Really?
to that address. 2 weeks was the longest every week. Never missed.
But I've known a lot of pastors to do that. They call it a sabbatical. How was it for you? Was it
wasn't a
refreshing?
sabbatical.
Well, they're gone for several weeks, just as a refresh.
What
it
church was
refresh-
this?
Well, I've known several pastors to do this. But saying all that to say,
Yeah.
coming back, was it a refresh? Was it a restart? Did it give you a brighter, more open outlook for you?
And I'm gonna say this, like, I realized, you know, and I was trying to communicate and share it to my church. I was like, you know, of course, being raised, right? You know, I always saw that consistency as a good thing.
Yeah.
But man, I don't. I get emotional easy, especially when something has like pricked my heart.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to do it, but I
you're okay.
realized
Hey, you could do it.
you can do it. No, I'm not gonna be up here crying.
Rooted in Progress is a very safe space.
I'm not gonna be crying. But I can say, like, you know, I got back and I said, and I told church, I really need to process what this is. I don't know if that's been good or bad, you know, because I realized as soon as I got back that as much as I love, which I do, the consistency, and I like just put my stake in the ground in that, I also realized, like, man, I haven't given this an honest view. Like it is amazing how many things that I didn't see so plainly, even about where I had been going every week until I actually stepped away.
Wow.
And so when I came back, like, it was the first time in a long time that, like, I was walking around and I was like experiencing it different.
Yeah.
I also realized for the first time that the building is just the building.
Yep.
And I realized how much is nothing without the people who are walking around in it.
Exactly.
And then, but forever, because I was going to the same place, the place became more iconic than the people.
Wow.
And so then I realized this place is nothing without the people.
Right.
And so it's like, I had to process a lot of stuff, and I'm still in the space of, like, well, I can say this. I can say, like, going away is good.
It is, man.
Taking
Going
a step
away
back.
is good, and I would have never boldly have said that previous or
Before.
prior to that experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a true reset for you. Praise God.
Reset is interesting,
Yeah.
but I would say I'm more of like a fired up, let's go kind of guy. And so I would say it was like, first of all, it was an honor to be able to have an experience like that with my wife at my age.
Right.
And so for more than anything, I enjoyed watching her enjoy herself. And it was like, man, I just was grateful. I'm like, God, this is incredible that this is something that me and my wife are able to experience at this age.
Yeah.
Then I got on fire about encouraging everybody. Do it when you can do it well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To tell you where we went, right? So my wife is, she's from, her roots are Italian. And so from the day we got married, you know, I was one of those guys. I was like, listen, girl, I'm gonna take you around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying all that, you know, saying stuff. But here's the truth. I done did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so 10 toes down.
Come on.
But anyway, and so I was like, I'll take you around the world, girl. And so one of the things that she always wanted to do is go back to where she was born.
Italy.
And so we went to Italy, and we went to 7 different
Where'd y'all
countries.
go?
We went to Mykonos, we went to Greece, we went to Rome, we went to Turkey, we went to we were all up and down the place.
It sound like it.
We were all over the place. So the places we went were absolutely impeccable. And I would say the greatest pause I would say in it is the fact that we changed time zones, and so our problems were still asleep when we woke up. And so it's like you got to enjoy the freedom of like, you know, like, man, no one even knows we're awake right now to tell us they got a problem. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely like a rest.
The joys of being a pastor.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but then, you know, of course, 5-hour time difference. About time, you know, like midday hit, there they go.
Yeah.
But I done got in a good 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? And so the time with her was so precious. And I would say like, that was my big win.
Do you guys have kids?
One daughter, she's amazing. Amber Sky Powe. She is an IVF baby. And so we, you know, it was an incredible journey. And I tell people that because it speaks towards the level of appreciation you'll witness between us and her. And one child, she is incredible. She's God's gift to us. She is amazing, fantastic, and all those things. And I will spoil her. With everything I have, and pray for God's grace to clean it up at the end. Right?
There we go. That's what
my
I'm talking
commitment.
about. When did you become the pastor, and what was that feeling like when you realized, like, I'm essentially taking over?
So certain words trigger me. Taking over, not me.
Okay.
But,
Reset, not you.
And I say that because I am through and through, anybody that's around me, I collect and I create. I'm the king of collaboration, the king of team building, the king of bringing people together.
Right.
And one of the first things that God told me, right, in this assignment is to show how what people think belongs to one truly belongs to many.
Right.
You know, for too long, people see churches and they see one individual. Well, God gave me the assignment of, hey, first things first, show how what people think has one head actually has many mountains, and it's for many people to come together. And so, like, I'm, you know, I call myself, I serve there. You know, I serve at the ministry. Many people serve at the ministry. Many people serve in the things we do. I'm responsible for giving vision to the servant. But just in the same way, that's just an assignment within the house, an important assignment and a valuable assignment. But that came 8 years ago. So 8 years ago is when my father passed away, and the call to come into ministry took place. And so that's where the journey started, right? With me pastoring the church.
How was that transition?
How's the transitioning still going? Right, you know.
At this point, I'm just gonna let him talk because everything we say wrong.
It triggers
At
him.
this point, like
triggers
we
him.
can't do nothing right.
We need a list of vocabulary
transition.
words. Yeah.
Hello.
Listen, you know, here's the thing. Like words matter.
They matter.
Words
and they're
do
effective.
matter.
Words matter,
Yes.
and obviously I communicate. Y'all communicate.
Yeah.
We communicate like for our lifestyle. And so, like, you know, I just want the thing to be clear, you know, and so for me, clarity is king. And so, like, you know, when transitions sound like I got somewhere, but I'm telling you, we ain't even there yet.
Well, you're definitely
right?
with you being in ministry, the church is continuously growing, and I'm sure that it is an ongoing transition.
Yeah. And so the thing is, I would say that we actually are hitting like our biggest like moment of transitioning, you know? And I say it because there's actually key indicators to my assignment. And so, like, you know, the job will be done when the job is done. And so, but, right, I think I shared with you guys before we started that this year, after 8 years, we're actually changing the name of the church. This is major, right? The Bible tells you can't put new wine into old wineskins. And so we've repainted the whole church. If you drive by a church right now, it is jet black.
Okay.
Right? We changed it to black, and that essentially means, right, the entrance is white. And so God told us to bring back amazing imagery into what we do. Y'all look like y'all ready to go to break. Well, you could do that. Right?
I want you to finish. Go ahead and finish first.
And so we're still there. Like, and so the name is being changed, which is a major milestone moment in the transitioning process. It's just going to Revealing Truth Church. We're taking off the ministries, bringing in church to be a little more definitive to the outside world. But yeah, that's why I say, like, we're just now actually getting to the things.
Getting to the things.
Yeah.
Well, we're now going to get to the thing, and that's that break. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll talk about all of the amazing programming and servicing that Revealing Truth Ministries is doing in our community after the break. All right, welcome back into the Rooted in Progress Dream Center. We are here with Pastor Bryan Powe of Revealing Truth Ministries, soon to be Revealing Truth Church.
Let's get it.
You know what I mean? And we have been having so much fun with him so far, learning a lot about you. I mean, you're passionate. I can tell you are truly passionate about what you do and about how you serve in your church and in this community. Let's talk about a bunch of the initiatives that you all offer for the community, not even only for the community, but for the community that is within the walls of your church as well. I really don't know where we want to start, because I mean, like, maybe what's your, let me think about the right word.
Don't do me like that.
I don't want to say like which one you're most passionate about, but maybe what was like the first thing, you know, like when you came into this role, right? And you started, when you became the pastor of Revealing Truth Ministries, what was like the first thing you said, hey, we need to start this and initiate this?
Yeah. I would say, you know, my actual core passion and the reason why you may see many things is environments. I am an environment person. We have a little code on staff. It's called Activate the Vibe. You know that we must activate the vibe. And so the reason why we see multiple programmings and multiple layers of things is because there's a culture for everybody that needs to be made. And so I would say, if you're trying to summarize it into one thought, it was like, oh no, I am very passionate about atmospheres. I see that atmospheres determine altitudes, that you can't expect somebody to soar high if the atmosphere is low. And so, like, that is where I am deeply most passionate about, is to go into every space and make sure the atmosphere of it is one in which people can receive and experience just health, healing, just all the things we're supposed to provide. But if there is a flagship, I'll use the word flagship.
Is it?
I love the creatives.
So it's the Creative Collective.
I love the creatives. Oh my God. Right. You know, because I see them as, and I would say I have a strong, like, just burden for them because they're so marginalized in community now. And you
came from that. Your background's in that.
So it's rooted.
Come on, somebody.
Okay,
so,
there we go.
Come on.
It's rooted. And I was like, man, God, like, you know, just seeing how he brought it back in this light is so beautiful to me. I actually had stopped making music for about 5 years once I got the assignment, and just kind of stepped away from that. But then God showed how it can exist within ministry in a greater way. Wow. And so those have been some of our most flagship, new life things that you will see is for creatives. And we do it across like 3 different spheres of ages, you know, is the best way to even kind of look at it. Like, we have something for everybody, right? Yeah. So that's why there seems like multiple, because in environments, you want to make sure that you have an environment for every age group. Yeah. And so from our young, embracing legacy is for our young, starts from, I think, as young as 4 years old, right? As young as 4 years old up to 17. And then you'll see like our creative collective, which picks up from like 17 up through, I mean, there's no end there, right?
Okay.
I'm 40 years old. You're gonna find me there, right?
There, mhm.
You know,
And y'all do a lot within that because it like
Absolutely.
reaches music, fashion.
Absolutely.
What else is included in that?
Absolutely. So all the things, right? So if you're from the Creative Collective, we handle 5 major meetings right now of art. But the truth of the matter is we're looking to cover over 30.
Wow.
And so we're doing it based upon the who's we encounter. And so the way we move is based upon who we meet. You know, we create the framework. We understand there's 30 different meetings we want to cover. And depending on who walks through that door, it determines what we activate next. So when people see the things we're doing, understand you're not seeing things we are doing. You're seeing people we reach.
Wow.
And so the people determine what's next. The pace determines who walks through that door. We're who focused. We're people focused, and we serve people. And so if someone walked through the door tomorrow and was like, hey, listen, I'm a chef and I believe that God has given me a gift. You better believe we're about to add a whole nother night where we start trying to how you cook food to the glory of God, right? Like that's just how we move.
Yeah.
And so that's what's led to what you see. And it has just grown exponentially.
Wow.
And so, you know, so from right now, what's super active is our music, our photography, our film, our fashion. This January the 21st, we're starting a new season. So we run in seasons.
Okay.
And so 21st, we're adding writing. And so for film and writers, we've been running to a lot of writers who do poetry, who do movies. And what we do is every night, we are aiming to every night be open for a medium to come in.
Wow.
And so right now we're open every single Monday, every single Thursday. January 21st, we're going to be open every single Wednesday. We open up our studio, production house, free of charge. Any creative from the city can come in. We do what we call collect and we create. We come together to form unified projects.
Wow.
Simply because my own personal story was, and the thing that I see most passionately is creatives are often alone.
Yeah.
And nothing stifles creativity than being alone.
Right.
And so we wanted to form community around creativity. And so that's why we say, hey, come up here. We'll make sure, right? So we have producers there. We have some of the baddest in the city. 2SC, Sean Callahan, Mark Freeman, you know, JT. Like I'm shouting them out.
Come
'cause
on.
These my boys.
Okay,
Forever
and you believe in
Free.
them, I can
What?
tell.
Forever Free. These my guys. AJ Flickham, you know. Then we have Perryland. Like, it's called Create and Collect because we tell people this is where every vision comes to strive, not die, right? So we collect and we create. If you see our things, like if you walk in there, you're going to see all their brands on our screens rotating. Like we are a collective. Like our mission is to serve. And so our mission is to make sure that also with artists, and I would say also within the African-American community, we run into many people who are doing it for the first time. So we have the responsibility of helping you foster legacy that your generations will live off of.
Yeah.
And so we treat that with care. We treat that with respect. That's why we say, no, your brand still lives when you come here. We're collecting and creating. But that also gives us the opportunity to get people to formalize their companies, their strategies. So we work on that end too.
And
right?
that's Mondays at what time for the people in the community?
Mondays at 6:30, we say the house is open.
The house is open at 6:30.
6:30.
How long? It doesn't matter.
could
No end
last?
time.
So it's supposed to end at 9:30.
Wow.
It's supposed to. So that tells me
we have been, and I
Man,
mean,
when you
God
get-
has
I
like
can tell,
touched
yeah.
this, right? Like, we've been doing it for 2.5, going on 3 years, and I would say like we have been staying sometimes 11:30 at night.
Man,
because
when
of
those juices get going, it's hard to
it's
turn the lights
juices
out.
and the community.
In the community.
Right? Like I tell you, one of the things that we do is safe spaces and environments, and the amount of freedom,
That's
the
real.
amount of health, the amount of healing people experience when they walk into those spaces, they don't want to leave. And so even the recording will stop and people will still be conversating and still be talking and sharing. It's the community that people think is dead. It's actually very much so alive.
Yeah.
You know, and I leave there every Monday, every time we do this with like, just like a joy inside of my heart. Like, man, God, I'm thankful that you placed us in position to steward something so precious like this. And the people, there are people who come up there, right? Who come up there who are not even artists, but come up there to work, just to be in the environment.
Yeah.
Right. And so the vision of it is to also create a creative center co-working space. And so that creatives can come up and, you know, we do not want you to be alone, you know. And so we created Christ-centered community. And I tell people, when you hear the Christ, don't let it intimidate you. That just means there's someone with standards here. We have a moral compass that we're going to make sure that, so no, we don't do, no, you're not running up here cussing. You're not going to run up here. No, we don't play them games. Like, we have a moral compass. We have a standard we live by. But I think that's what we need in this world. I think we need more of that. We need more people who are willing to stand up for something. We just chose to stand up for Christ. And, but we don't force that onto anybody. You know, at the same time, like, we believe that the love we share will be the ministry that you need to see. And so we don't charge anybody. And then every season, this is probably one of my, I love this. So every season we create a collective project. And so up to date, we've done fashion shows, we've done albums. And one of the things that's just one of the joys in my heart is some artists have never had, they've never had ASCAPs. They never had BMIs. And so we help them actually start their journey of getting royalties from music. We also share in the ownership of it. And so we do not own it all. No, we don't. We split up ownership among the artists that are in the house. And so we're giving them ownership, opportunities, community. It is...
That's big.
Pastor, let me
crazy.
Slide in here because you said some key words: creative, collective, reach, outreach. You're the true definition of an outreach in what you're doing. Man, it's exhausting. I know it's exhausting for your team. It's exhausting for your volunteers, but the joy of the Lord is in you. And seeing the creating that safe space is what, like, gave me chills. Because that's what community needs, and these young people especially. And I'm looking at this video that's airing for those that are listening. We're just running repeats of just one of the outreaches that they have. All you see is the young community, young folks. Man, hats off to you guys. So where do you find the energy, Pastor? Where does it come from? And you're getting ready to start. Again, like Dan showed you all 2 pages of this. There's only 7 nights in a week.
Right.
Because he
was like, we have 30 mediums we need to cover.
30
I'm like,
more you're going to
I'm trying to make the math.
Yeah, me too.
So, you know, man, it is God himself. There is, and that's something I'm so particular about, is you have to understand the alignment of life. And when your life is aligned, there truly is a joy that gives you strength. We know the scripture, but many haven't experienced it. I am a living, walking testimony that joy becomes strength. If you were, I don't talk much about what goes on in my personal life because it's not worth, it is what it is. And so like, where do I find the time? Man, I have a grace for the assignment. I have the same 24 hours, but I'm not doing this alone, by no stretch of the imagination.
You can't.
We have one of the most incredible teams of people you could ever meet. I mean, I honestly cannot explain to people how many people we encounter that say yes to coming alongside. And my responsibility is to just treat you with respect, be clear, be honest, honor your gift. And it has created a culture. So if right now, if you're asking, so Pastor Bryan, how many people, there may be close to 15 people on our leadership team.
Wow.
Right. Okay. That are doing this work, the CC work. When it comes to Embracing Legacy, which we are starting that in almost 90 days. Okay. I'm telling you, I am not fabricating. There's witnesses in this room, witnesses online. I said, hey guys, by the end of 2026, God is leading us to reach 1,500 kids a week through our Embracing Legacy program.
And for folks who are listening, what I have here for Embracing Legacy, it's a free youth center community program that
You heard
includes a
that?
marching
Free.
band.
Right.
It includes a marching band, a robotics team, junior scholars and leaders, and a comprehensive art initiative designed to nurture creativity, leadership, and academic growth in children of all ages.
Right.
To do that among 1,500 kids.
Right. So that's the goal for this year.
That's
A
huge.
night.
1,500 kids every weekend.
Oh,
So
every
that'd be
weekend.
every
weekend.
Saturday.
Okay,
So Embracing Legacy is on Saturdays. The Creative Collective runs during the week, right? It's nightly. And so so with that, right? On the first day that I announced to our church, we need to do this, 305 people signed up to help.
Oh my goodness. To help.
305.
Wow.
And I tell people there's an alignment between what God wants to see and what he's placed in people's hearts. And when you find that alignment, man, people are awoken by it.
Wow.
Like, you know, man, I feel alive by all these things. I love, Jesus talked about it, but he says, I have bread that you do not know about, when he sat down with the woman at the well. And because he was hungry when he sat down, and his disciples went out to go get him something to eat. When they came back, he was like, I no longer need to eat. And they were like, well, you didn't eat what we brought yet. But in between what they had left and came back, he had actually served his assignment. In other words, and he told him, he said, I have nourishment you know nothing about. It's doing the will of my Father. And I'm saying that to say that that is a real reality.
Yeah.
And you should pursue it with everything you have. Is a life in which you are not, you are living from the inside out. That there is a joy that is coming up on the inside of you that it cannot be contained. And I light everybody around me on fire. We are going to do this on fire.
Yeah.
Like, we are going to be stirred up. We're going to be excited. We're going to have an authentic joy. Why? Because we're gonna walk in alignment, and we're going to live according to what God has said. The clearest sign to me that something needs to end is there's no joy to do it. And so when there's no joy, it's dead.
Yeah.
And we're also the quickest to stop a thing. I will stop a thing. I will end a thing. I am known for just walking out of space. Like if you look around, I'm gone. You should probably leave too, because it is done. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
my brothers and sisters are probably laughing. I'm not gonna turn around looking, but they can verify. Like, he will get up and leave unannounced.
Yeah.
Like no. Like, Jesus did not hang on a cross so that we could live in a vacuum of condemnation and shame, or in these spaces.
Yeah.
And so, but you learn that it's more about your choice and being adamant about that lifestyle. It's not going to fall out the sky. You have to daily make the choice.
That's true.
Right?
What do you say to people who maybe are trying to find that joy? Maybe they want to be a part of that alignment and don't necessarily know how to. Do you think that these opportunities that are open and available to the community is a way to be that open door and kind of that first step into finding that out for themselves?
Absolutely. First of all, serving is the greatest way to experiment in finding where your joy is. Right? Yeah, people try to find their joy by getting a job first. Well, no, jobs come with expectations, obligations.
Yeah.
There is a transference of financial, like even if you didn't, like, you can't leave right away. You need the money, right? So I tell people, serving is one of the greatest ways to find your gift. You can explore without the overhead. You can explore without the risk. So the first thing I would tell somebody, explore serving. And find your joy through serving. And when you find your joy through serving, then the next step is, God, show me how my serving can become my lifestyle, can support where I'm looking to go. God, show me. He'll start to show you. He will unveil how what you are passionate about can be what you're living by, right? And then be absolutely adamant about the people around you and the cultures you walk in. And so I tell people, of course, come on out, but the first thing we're going to experience is an environment. Like, come be a part of an environment that's life-giving.
That vibe you were talking
Being
about.
part of an environment. So there's even a formula to it, right? Activate the 5. Lights, smell, and positioning of rooms. Those are first three factors. How are the lights determine the mood, right? If I'm looking to be bright and airy, I don't need to be dim and dark. Right? Then the smell, right? The smell is so important because the off smell is gonna send you up the wall, but the right smell will bring you in. It will welcome you. It will refresh you. Then of course the orientation of the room. How did you set up this room? How is the space, right? Did I walk into a chair? If I walk into a chair, I'm gonna feel like I'm in a constricted space. But if I walk in and the environment is wide open in front of me, inside of me, I feel like I'm in a place I have space to be, right? And so it's all in those details. And of course, lastly, the music, right? Because the music is gonna set the vibe. That's why there's music in the malls, music when you shop, right? Like, and so these things, like, be adamant about it.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break with Pastor Powe, and we'll be right back right after this.
What's up, y'all? We are here with Rooted in Progress. We are still talking to Pastor Bryan Powe about the incredible things that Revealing Truth Ministries is doing in our community. We just heard from you about people who might be on the fence. You're trying to find your joy. You're trying to kind of figure out, maybe I want to be a part of this. Maybe I want to try to figure out my alignment. And your words were to serve and find out what you're passionate about, what you love, and allow that to use you essentially, and allow that to help you find your path and create your pathway. And I love that you say that, because to me, it sounds like you said 305 people, you announced a new initiative at your church, a new program, and 305 people jumped and said, I want to be a part. I want to help.
Let's go.
That is huge.
Did you have a plan at that time? Or like when you realized 305 people signed up, you like, hold up, wait a minute. This
Where do I go from
real.
here?
Yeah, this just got real.
Did I have a plan for 305? I did not have a plan for 305.
Because I used to be heavy involved in several of the media ministries. And we are, those that work in media ministries know, regardless if you're on the soundboard or cameras or directing and all that, they know that, man, when a pastor get a vision, it's going to come out. It's going to just come out, maybe even without a plan, because he's going to speak it into existence. And that's what and how you believe. Was there a plan at the time? And then
no, there was not a plan for 305 people to be like, and yes,
right,
you know,
and you're like, actually, I'll get back to you.
Stay tuned.
Right. At the same time, has it been unfolding? Yes. Is there? I believe the vision of, and there was, so Embracing Legacy has been around going on 18 years.
Wow.
And so this isn't like it wasn't necessarily like a new idea. It was just a new life to a vision. And so I believe that already kind of like molded a lot of what would normally be the necessary conversation. And so my job was just to come in, and that's what I've been doing, is making sure the heart and the passion and the environments are what they need to be, and making sure that everybody is galvanized and working on one accord. At this point, people have now been divided into different areas of serving within that scope, and you know, all those things have been working. But one thing, the first thing I promised them, day number one, when I saw and pause again. But
take your time, Pastor.
You know, when I walked into the room and saw the people, man, that just were ready. You're seeing people across multiple different age brackets, and and people with multiple different backgrounds, and this collection of people, and they all are seeing hope for another generation in their eyes. My number one commitment to them, and I told them, I was like, I will not put any one of you guys in an uncomfortable space. And I said, so I'm not going to put a time frame on this. I said, we won't start until I know and you are comfortable with what it means to be in a space and to be surrounded by kids who need your love. And so I would say that at the same time, I don't even know if I could have planned for what needed to happen. And so because man, you know, and then showing them their places of where they feel. I'm also a, one of the things God first told to me when I got the assignment of being pastor, if you just kind of think of some of the things that I'm saying, that I started a music production company when I was at the age of 16. That music production company actually was incredibly blessed well. And the thing about it was I think we had like 8 artists and all the type of stuff and traveled all the different things. Am I slouched too? You keep sitting up straight. You're cool. I'm cool. All right,
you good.
I'm like, I was like, oh man.
I have to adjust. You got to realize I've been sitting down and doing this for 5 hours today. So I gotta adjust.
Cool. Let's keep each other together then. You know, but anyway, right. So, in a studio environment, my responsibility was to, when someone walked in, is to bring the greatest out of them, right? To see if you had a fragment of talent, it's my job to show how that fragment can cover a wide basis, right? If you didn't even know what music belonged, is to find them. So I was always a producer. And so the first thing that God told me with the assignment, he says, Bryan, you're going from producing music to producing my people. And so I love to mine talent. I love to pull out of people what they don't think is there. And so it's like, and I own that, like, you know, and so it's like incredible. I'm like, before we're going to reach 1,500 kids, there's 305 people that are about to see a version of themselves that they've never experienced.
Never seen before.
And so it wasn't even, I think that's what shapes our environments too. I'm not asking them to come and do a thing. I'm asking them to become a thing so they can do a thing.
Wow.
And so like, you know, that is the beauty of the journey.
Yeah.
And I think that's what creates the cultures and the environments that people just love being a part of.
Right.
You know,
I mean, if you can go to a place where you can not necessarily find yourself, but also be around like-minded people who also want to strive the same way that you want to strive, or believe in the same things that you want to believe in, that's huge.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to get to a couple of other things that I know y'all have going on.
All right.
Your partnership with Bridge Prep Academy, that was something that I really loved to see. Partnering with Bridge Prep, it's a local charter school for folks who don't know. You help reintroduce and expand arts education within their campuses. What does that collaboration look like?
Oh man, it looks like, first of all, space, like finding out what their need was, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, right, you can get into the room based upon where you want to be, but almost like I said, but you have to start where people are. And so where they was looking for space to be able to have a home for their school. We had space, and God just gave us a word to like maximize what we had. And so the first step in that, which is was a large step, is they moved into our church. Right.
Wow.
And so they are
That's a big
our
step.
building. Right. They are in our building. They were looking for a place to call home that could be home. And that was the first. So we're at the step of working through what it means for us to share space.
Can people, if there's someone who's listening and they want their kid to go, is that an option?
Shout out Bridge Prep. Absolutely. Right. Miss Tanya Batchelor is the principal. Miss Tanya, you owe me. I'm shouting you out once again.
Come on, Miss Tanya.
Miss Tanya is my people.
Yeah.
And so she's the principal at Bridge Prep. She's incredible. She said, you can play with everything but my name, Pastor. That's what she always told me.
Come on.
I'm like, I'm with that. You know,
I love that.
And so, no, reach out to her.
Okay.
But I will also say this: know what it means to be a part of something that's growing. A lot of people know how to join something that's finished. Few people know how to be a part of something that's growing. This is a growing thing. But understand that the aim of it is to do something that we have not seen in the Tampa Bay area, right? That we are integrating our arts programs into their curriculum. That we are taking what the arts, which are being stripped out of schools, and we are strategically formulating how it gets in there.
I would take it a step further and even think about the partnership of that school being partnered with a church as well.
Yeah.
So now they are standing on the principles of God.
Listen.
Which has been stripped out of.
Listen.
That's powerful.
Don't get me in trouble.
Right.
You shout too loud.
Hey, this is my podcast.
You know, you shout too loud.
Yeah.
You shout too loud. People start to,
Yeah. Eyebrows get raised.
But we know some people in high places too.
Right.
That's how we was able to get it done.
And you ain't gonna get in trouble here.
We know the one in the
you
highest
ain't gonna
place.
get trouble here.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't getting in trouble in here.
But at the same time,
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things I will say this, because I think that is one of the simplest things I can say without getting anybody in trouble for anything that's going down.
Okay. I'm not worried, but yeah.
Because we own the building, I am the landlord. And landlords always have access to their properties for inspection, for review. And there's nothing like when I walk through those doors and the kids look up and they say, "Hey, Pastor."
Wow. That's huge.
So what few minutes we have left, Pastor? I mean, this has been amazing, and to just hear and listen what your church is all about and everything. Well, we've got people. We're live on Facebook right now, so we've had comments coming. So many people commenting. Natisha Salmon. This is such an awesome interview, Pastor Bryan. Thank you for your leadership.
Yeah.
Mary Jo, great interview. The church still plays a vital role in our communities. That right there, especially the Black church. Daryl Mitchell, let's go. Praise God. Wow, what a great goal. So saying all that to say that you are truly reaching the community.
Yeah.
I've always heard this saying, you reach the city to touch the world. That's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. So
that's nice.
Praise God to you guys.
We appreciate you. So how can folks reach out?
Visit.
Join. I mean, of course, pull up. Yeah. You pull up to Revealing Truth Ministries.
Right. 5201.
And then share how people can reach out with you all via social media, maybe your church service times, all those details.
I would say this to the fam who's listening, put it in the chat.
Okay.
Right? Just put it in the chat. But Revealing Truth, pretty much on all social platforms, type in there, you find it. I am Bryan Powe, right? That's where I am on Instagram. But I want to say this. How much time we got?
We got about less than a minute.
Less than a minute. I want to say this because I feel like God gave me something to say, and I want to say it. But I want to say this, right? That this is a new year, new beginning, and I want to say and remind people, pace yourself. To everything there is a season. You may not like the climate, but our job is to always enjoy the weather, right? To everything there is a season. Seed time, harvest. Listen, enjoy your season. Even if your life feels out of control, it's never out of God's hands, right?
That's real.
On that note,
yes,
that was amazing. Thank you for your time. Thank you for what you are doing in this community.
Yeah.
I know it is spirit-led, God-led, and so I see that definitely in you. And so we appreciate having someone like you in our community and everything that you are doing.
Yeah.
We are blessed to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Well, we are blessed to have y'all too. Make sure y'all join us. We are live every Thursday at 9:30 in the morning here on Rooted in Progress. Download the WFLA app. Of course, you can catch all of our episodes on all streaming platforms, but I'm going to go now before Terrence kicks my behind.
Get out.
See ya. Stay rooted.
Stay rooted, folks.